Good morning, everyone. Whoops, better get my mic on. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pinky Mouse Cakes, Cookies, and Candy. I'm Linda, and I'm going to be making something a little different today. I've been using some sweet potatoes, baking with some sweet potatoes, and I'm going to do that again today. So what I'm making is a roasted sweet potato salad. This is a little different take, a little healthier than candied yams or candied sweet potatoes, which we love. But I'm trying to do a few little different things than what we normally do. So I'm going to get a sound check. Carla's on the other end. Hi, Carla. Um, just want to make sure y'all can hear me, and then I'll get started. Good morning, everyone. I see Kathy on there. Hi, Kathy. I'm using some walnuts Kathy sent me this morning. Hi, Jamie. Hi, everyone. Jamie sure had a beautiful spread he posted pictures of in Texarkana at his church that they had this weekend. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, everyone. I guess y'all can hear me. I hadn't heard anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and proceed. I have already got the sweet potatoes baked. I'm going to show y'all how I do them. Thank you, Matthew, for letting me know. I'm going to show y'all how I did them. And, ooh, that heat. Wow. So, these are my sweet potatoes, and I just cubed them up, and I'm going to let these cool just a bit. In fact, I'm going to put them over here, get them out of the way, so I can, maybe they can cool a little bit faster over here. I'll just let them sit there a minute. So, this recipe uses 4 cups of sweet potatoes, and the sweet potatoes that I'm using are small, and I used 5. Now, if you've got big ones, it might not take but 2, but you're going to need 4 cups peeled and cubed, and try to get them the same size if possible. And the reason you do that is for uniformity, and also, it cooks about the same. Thank you for the stars. If you have some big chunks and some little chunks, the little ones are going to get done before the big ones do. So we try to keep them all the same. And we're going to make a dressing to go with this, just a real simple little dressing. And I told Mary this morning, I don't even know if I'm going to like this or not, but I like everything in it, so I think I'll like it. I've never made it before, but we're going to put it together and show y'all. So I peel these. I always cut the ends off and then peel them, and then I cut it in half, and then you just want little bite-sized pieces. I was actually going to do some and show y'all, but then the more I thought about it, I'm just going to have extra sweet potatoes cooked, and I don't want to waste them. So I decided that I wouldn't peel some more. I'm sure y'all know how to peel sweet potatoes. So this recipe has 4 cups of peeled and cubed sweet potatoes, a tablespoon of olive oil. I probably used a little more than a tablespoon because I lined the pan with foil, and then I put some on the bottom, and then I made sure that the potatoes were coated real good. I did use a little sea salt also on the potatoes just to give them a little bit of extra flavor. And I set the oven on 400, and I cooked them for 30 minutes. Now, yours may cook in less time. It may take them longer to cook depending on how big you cut them. And I'm going to bring that pan over here again in just a minute. I have a half a cup of toasted chopped walnuts. Thank you, Kathy. You could use pecans. You could use almonds. Let's see, what other kind of nut could you use? I don't think I would use peanuts, but if you wanted to, I guess you could. Make sure when you toast them, you don't have to put anything on them. If you're toasting them in the microwave, toast them in 30-second increments. Take them out and stir them. And keep in mind that the less amount of nuts that you're toasting, the less time it will take them to cook. You will smell them, but I will tell you that they'll burn very easily. So don't cook them over 30 seconds at a time. Take them out. It might take you a minute and a half. It might take you 2 minutes. Then chop your nuts after they're toasted. They're a lot easier to chop after you toast them. And that's just another little tidbit. I have 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. You know, some people might not like parsley. If you don't want it, you wouldn't have to put it in there. But it is pretty. It's going to make the dish pretty because it gives it color. I washed it and then dried it real good with a paper towel. And then I chopped it. And I have got a 1/2 teaspoon of fresh lime zest. I guess that's the only kind of lime zest you can get fresh. When you zest your lemon or lime, and if you didn't have a lime, you could do lemon zest, make sure that you wrap it up in plastic because this dries out really quick. Any kind of zest will dry out. So you want those oils in the zest. So wrap it up if you do it ahead of time and just set it aside. Then I have a 1/3 cup of dried cherries. I didn't chop these. I might give them just, they're so pretty whole. I don't think I'm going to chop them. These are sweet. Now, if y'all buy cherries in the store, they're hard to find. And I'll show you that I've got 2 different kinds. I bought them at 2 different places. I got these at Walmart, and they're in the aisle with the nuts and the fruit, where the raisins and stuff like that. They're not in the canned fruit aisle. They're in the aisle with the nuts and the raisins. Now, that's how it is with our store. This is Walmart's brand, and they're sweetened dried cherries. Now, I got these. I got these at Kroger. These are Simple Truth. And you'll see that these are tart. These have not been sweetened. Well, they got some sugar in them, but they're tart. I got these first because I couldn't find them, and then I found these at Walmart, and I really wanted the sweetened. The sweetened cherries, to me, are the best. But whatever you've got, you can use. Now, if you don't have cherries, you could use, going to give it a different flavor, but you could use raisins, or you could even use dates, chopped dates, maybe some dried pineapple. So there would be some different fruits, maybe some dried mango. So you could substitute the cherries, but the cherries are really good. And I'm partial to cherries. I like cherries. So that's one thing that caught my eye on this recipe. And then, and I'll call out the ingredients in a minute, but for the dressing, we're going to use some mayo, a little salt, some honey, some white vinegar, and let's see, what else? Is that all? Well, we're going to put the lime zest in this too. So this is what we're going to use for the dressing, and I got me a little bowl here. So that reminds me, I didn't even get a bowl out to mix the stuff up in. I'm going to have to move this back a second so I can open my cabinet and get a bowl. Whoops. Knocking everything off here. Okay, so we got something to mix it up in. Sorry about that. And I'll get my potatoes over there. Now, I tested one of these with a little thin knife, but you can, however you want to do it, you can test them. And they have cooled off just a little bit. Whoops. I'm knocking my stuff off here. So I'm just going to lift up this foil. Let me move this over just a little bit here. Instead of lifting up the pan, I'm just going to lift up the foil and put my sweet potatoes in here. Now this is not going to make no huge bowl. This would make probably enough for about, I don't know, depending on the what kind of appetite your family has or if they like it or not. It's probably going to make about 3 or 4 servings at the most. You know, just small servings. If you're doing this and eating this with some protein, it might not make but 2 servings. So you can tell it's 4 cups. And if you were doing this for a dish, for a side dish for Thanksgiving, I would probably double it or triple it if you're making it for a group of people. And you probably want to let your potatoes cool just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add the cherries. And I'm going to add the chopped walnuts. And just kind of give this a little toss. I'm not going to use that fork. I don't want to tear my potatoes up, so do that gently when you're mixing this up. Now we're going to mix up our dressing. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons of mayo. Grab a spatula here. Now there's always something you need. You can use whatever kind of mayo you want. If you use salad dressing, you can use that too. Okay, we're going to put just a little bit of salt in here. You can do the salt by however you feel. I'm just going to put like a little pinch. And we have 4.5 teaspoons of white vinegar. 1, 2, that was a little bit too much, so I'm just going to do, what did I say? I'm just going to do 4 since I got a little bit extra in there. 3, 4. And then we need a tablespoonful of honey. And I'm just going to guesstimate this. I've got a whisk here I'm going to use to. A tablespoon. That's going to counteract that sourness of the vinegar. Okay, that's 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of honey, 4.5 teaspoons of white vinegar, 1/2 teaspoon of grated lime zest, and just a pinch of salt. So I'm just going to put this in here. That smells really good. I love zest. And I'm going to taste of this and see if I got enough salt in it. And if it's sweet enough. It's got a kick to it. And that vinegar is sour. I'm going to put just a little bit more honey in it. Actually, I'd like to get that a little smoother than it is. So I may get my beater out. Put a little more salt, and I'm going to put a little bit more honey. Now, you don't want it too sweet because your sweet potatoes are sweet, but I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And I hope that that bowl is not too small, but I'm going to beat this up to get it smooth. I tell y'all, I use this thing all the time. Let's see if we can just. That ought to work. Probably a little bit particular about that when something gets smooth. I just like for it to be smooth, like little blobs in it. You can see how much more smoother that is than it was. That's delicious. It still has a little kick to it, that vinegar, but it's very good. Okay, I'm gonna wait and pour the. I'm gonna put the parsley in there last, and I'm just gonna pour this in here, and then I'm gonna let me go over the recipe one more time, and then I'll put this in there. For the potatoes, it's 4 cups of peeled and cubed sweet potatoes. You want to bake them at 400 degrees with some olive oil for about 30 to 35 minutes until they're done or tender. Let them cool just a little bit, and also put just a dash of salt on that. Half a cup of chopped walnuts, toasted walnuts or pecans, a third a cup of dried cherries, a fourth a cup of minced parsley, and that's for the potatoes. And then for the dressing, we have 2 tablespoons of mayo, 1 tablespoon of honey. I put a little bit more than that. 4.5 teaspoons of white vinegar. If you want to cut down just a pinch on that, you can. It is a little tart. And about a half a teaspoon of grated lime zest and another little pinch of salt. And you just put this all in here together and pour this over it. And what I would do is I would put this in the refrigerator and let it set and let these flavors marinate together. And I think it's going to be even better after it sets just a little bit. And put the parsley. It seems like a lot of parsley. You might want to add a little bit in it and then just save some to go on top. Now I have got some bowls here that I bought a while back at Home Goods, and they're actually salad bowls, and they're the brand is Bloomin' Grove Forest Collection. I never seen these before. There's 10 in a pack, and I bought these on the clearance aisle. And I thought that would be something pretty to put this in. It's, you know, it's throwaway. It's not a beautiful glass bowl, but I thought it would look pretty in here. So I'm just gonna put this in here. And I'm going to just taste a little bit of this and tell y'all what I think. Now, if you didn't want to use mayo, I think you could use like a plain yogurt or even sour cream for that dressing. If you didn't want to use mayo, that's up to y'all. But that's just what the recipe said, so that's how I did it. And you could put just a little bit of parsley on top if you wanted to. Parsley is like powdered sugar. It sticks. And then you have to wipe it up. All right, I've got a little bowl here that I'm going to get a clean spoon that I'm going to taste of this and tell y'all what I think about it. It sure smells good. And I think it's a pretty presentation because of all the colors. I'm just going to get a couple of bites, make sure I get some of everything. Give me another cherry and another walnut. Bon appetit. Thank you, Jesus. That's really tasty. And the sweet potatoes are soft, and you can taste that little tiny bit of sea salt. You can taste the little bite from the vinegar. I'm gonna get a cherry. I didn't get a cherry before. To me, the cherries make it. Love, love, love dried cherries. Let me know if y'all get in the kitchen and cook this, or if y'all add this to your Thanksgiving side dishes. I think that is just so pretty. It's very colorful. And I probably would add the parsley right before I serve it, just so it's nice and crisp, and it's not, it's not setting in the dressing. Like, if you make this ahead of time, make it the day before, put it in an airtight container, put it in your refrigerator, and then the next day before you serve it, just add your parsley to it. Save a little bit to sprinkle on top, just to make the presentation pretty. And be sure to let us know if y'all make this. If it's something you think your family would like, maybe for Thanksgiving or Christmas, or maybe just for, a fall evening meal or snack or something. Seems like everyone's always looking for something different to make, and this just caught my eye, and I thought it was different. And I love sweet potatoes, and I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to try this and see what it looks like. So we'll be cooking here tomorrow. I'm doing another side that could be added to your Thanksgiving menu, or maybe just a weeknight meal. Something really simple. And Mary will be with me tomorrow if nothing happens, Lord willing. And I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday afternoon, the beginning of a brand new week. This month is almost gone. And be sure to count your blessings and always be kind. It doesn't cost anything to smile, and it doesn't cost anything to be kind. So thanks again. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.